challenging to create a new helpful habit, one that supports the creation of your dreams and your goals? Or have you found it challenging to break unhelpful habits that don't support your efforts to get the results you desire? So this is pretty typical from what I hear from my clients and from my members in the Inspired Creator community. Habit formation seems to be challenging. Now, I'm not saying that it has to be that way, though. I actually think that habit formation can be pretty easy and fun and quick. But most habit formation experts say it takes a minimum of 30 days to develop a new habit. Others claim it takes 60 or 42 or over 100 or over 200 days to really solidify a new behavior. That's a long time. Now, I'm not saying that these experts are wrong, but I can tell you from my own experience that forming a new helpful habit, one that replaces the unhelpful ones that you haven't been able to break, doesn't have to take that long. In fact, you can create a new habit in 24 hours or even less. So who am I to make that claim? I'm somebody who's done it. I have created a new habit more than once in less than 24 hours. And if I can do it, you can do it. So let me tell you a story about one habit that I changed that seems like a very small habit, but it made a huge, huge difference in my life. And that is the habit of waking up when the alarm goes off. Maybe like me, you really like hitting the snooze button, right? And just staying in your cozy bed for a little bit longer after the alarm goes off. And maybe you hit that snooze button once or twice or even 3 times or more. Well, that was me. And I kept complaining that I wanted to have a morning routine. I wanted to get up in the morning and journal and meditate and exercise and do all these nice things for myself to start the day, right? I wanted to start out with introspection and spirituality and all of that, but I couldn't do it because I didn't have time. Well, the fact is I had the time, or I could have the time if I just stopped hitting the snooze alarm so many times. So I decided that I would no longer be the person who had hit the snooze alarm, snooze button, I guess it is. I was going to be a person who turned the alarm off and got out of bed once the alarm went on. Off, on. Anyway, I would be the kind of person who woke up when the alarm went off, and I would not hit that snooze button. And the next day, that's who I was, and that's what I did. I did not hit the, well, I was going to say I did not hit the snooze button. I did. I hit the snooze button that first day, and then I reminded myself after about 30 seconds that that was not who I wanted to be any longer. I wanted to be someone who actually woke up and got out of bed when the alarm went off. And so I got up, I turned off the alarm, and I went on my way. And since then, I have had some semblance of a morning routine. In particular, every morning I do self-hypnosis before I start the day. So that one habit, that one helpful habit rid me of an unhelpful habit and helped me create something I wanted, helped me move towards a goal. So besides the fact that I know that this is possible, I know it's possible to create a habit quickly. Besides my experience of that, I'm also a transformational coach. I combine my high-performance coaching certification with my knowledge of metaphysical tools, and because as I combine personal and spiritual growth, I offer a really unique brand of personal and spiritual growth coaching. And I see the results that my clients get and the members of my Inspired Creator community get. So if you've been struggling to create some new helpful habits, it's time to really create the habit or habits that will help you create what you want, is it not? Of course it is. So how do you do that? I have a 3-step process, okay? The first step in the process is to identify what you want to accomplish or create or achieve, the results you want to get. Why do we start there? Because you want to think about what your life will be like in 5 years if you don't get that result. what will it be like if you do get that result? So we start there. Identify what you want to create. Because then we can get to number 2, which is to identify a habit that will help you accomplish or create what you want. So why that particular habit? You have to look at that. Like, which habit is going to be the needle mover for you? So why that habit? What makes it the needle mover? What's required to have this habit? These are all things you need to think about. Can that habit be tacked onto other habits? Like, how could you begin to create this habit? What does your life look like in 3 to 6 months if you have this habit? And what if you don't? These are all things we look at in step number 2. Okay? Then we go, or step number 1, I'm sorry. Step number 2 is to develop that habit fast. How do you do that? It's all about identity. You're going to be a person who would have that habit now. So choose the identity of the person who would have that habit. You can name that identity if you want, or describe the person you are or would be with that habit. You can look for models out in the world of people who have this habit. But as soon as you become the person that would have this habit, you will have the habit. You don't have to have more time, have more money, wait until the kids are grown, or anything like that to develop the habit. Those are all external conditions, and you need to change your internal conditions, because when you shift your identity, you're shifting something on the inside, and that creates change on the outside, right? So you will get the results you desire. Your outer world will change as you make this internal change, as you become the person who would have this habit and then have the results that you desire. But first you have to be the person who does the thing, the habit, the behavior, right? Then you will have what you desire. You're going to create it via your new habit or behavior, right? So you have to be the person who can have the habit, and then you will have whatever it is you want to create. You will create that. Okay, step number 3 is to learn to quiet what we call the habit voice, or my mentor Jim Fortin calls the habit voice. That's the mental chatter that wants you to keep doing what you've always done. It's the reptilian brain that wants to keep you safe, and it says, oh my God, you want to do something different and new. That's unsafe. We can't do that. We have to keep doing what we always did. So if your goal is to stop eating dairy, let's say, you want to be someone who doesn't eat dairy, then your habit voice is going to tell you to eat dairy all the time, right? It's going to lead you there, which that's why so many diets don't work. So you have to become aware that this is just this part of your brain talking to you to try to keep you safe. Then you can talk to it and tell it you are safe. You can do the habit. You can, start working with it and help your brain see that this is not dangerous. And you can also ignore that part. You can say, I acknowledge that you're there. So not ignore, but you can acknowledge that the habit voice is there. The reptilian brain is trying to keep you safe. And you can say, I hear you, but I've got this. I can take care of myself. I can keep myself safe in this situation. You can take a step back and just turn your attention to the habit and doing the habit, doing the new behavior. The other part of step number 3 is to retain the habit, right? So again, the habit brain is going to keep coming in, the reptilian brain is going to keep coming in, trying to tell you not to do this habit. So you want to apply consistency and accountability to solidify this habit. And what I suggest is a habit tracker of some kind, because when you see yourself having a streak, you will be less likely to want to break the streak, right? So you want to see that every day you're doing this habit. Beyond that, it comes down to self-integrity. And I've talked about this before. You have to have self-integrity. When you're self-integral, you're going to do what you say you're going to do, right? So we have a lot of integrity with other people, but we don't have integrity with ourselves most of the time. So when you say you're going to do something different, then do it. That's integrity or self-integrity, okay? So those are the steps. Now, I know you have goals and dreams that you'd like to accomplish, but that simply won't happen. That simply won't happen if your habits don't change. You've probably heard the saying that your current level of success is the result of your current habits. If you want a new level of success, a higher level of success, you need new habits that will help you achieve that. So if you're ready to say goodbye to your unhelpful and unsupportive habits and say hello to helpful and supportive ones, try my 3-step strategy. See how it works for you. If you want more help on this, join my Helpful Habit Creation Challenge. If you're reading this later, and it's over, I'm sorry, but the beginning of August, I have a 3-day challenge. The link is here in this blog post, and you can click on the link and you can join the challenge. And I'll be doing hot seat Q&A and teaching you these principles. So join the challenge. Join the challenge. If you, like I said, if you're reading this later or watching this video later, I apologize, but go on over to my new Facebook group, Transform Now, and join. And you might find the recordings there in the Facebook group. Okay? So that's it for today. I hope you create some helpful habits. Tell me down below if you try my 3-step strategy or if you have tried something else that worked to help you create habits. Leave me a comment and tell me down below. And until I talk to you next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results.